Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I hope y'all are having a great day. Right now, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. Uh, just got finished writing my latest Substack, and it's a fairly short one, but it's about, I'm just going to write about daily things, what I see daily now, So, uh, yeah, this is the one. Share, let me make sure I'm sharing. Oops, wrong one, wrong one. There we go. I got so many tabs open, I don't know where I'm at half the time because I got so much going on. But anyway, okay, I got this going now. Let's get over here and start reading. The mainstream media's war on President Trump. The elites manipulated and propagandized mainstream media by Sammy the Squirrel. As MAGA supporters, we've watched mainstream media unleash a relentless barrage of negative headlines about President Trump's recent appointments. It's not random and it's not just bias, it's a deliberate campaign to hurt him. But there's a bigger story here. The elites who own the mainstream media, their grip on the narrative, and how they're working with the government to push propaganda. Let's break it down and see it for what it truly is. Negative headlines, a weapon aimed at President Trump and MAGA. Every time President Trump names a new appointee, the mainstream media pounces. Controversial, unqualified, divisive. The headlines are predictable. And that's the point. This isn't about informing the public. It's about painting President Trump and his team as villains to undermine his MAGA agenda. These stories aren't accidents. They're designed to sow doubt, even among MAGA supporters, and keep the pressure on. It's a classic play. If you can't stop his politics, attack his people. But look closer. How many of these scandals hold up under scrutiny? Most are opinion pieces dressed up as journalism, fueled by anonymous sources or cherry picked quotes. The goal isn't truth, it's damage, and it's working exactly as the elites intended. The elites own the mainstream media and the narrative. Who's behind this? The elites, billionaires, tech titans, and globalists who own the mainstream media. These aren't independent newsrooms. They're megaphones for a handful of powerful players who've built a system to protect their interests. President Trump's America First vision threatens that system. So they've turned their media empires into weapons. It's not just ownership either. The government and State Department are in on it. Since Obama gutted the Smith-Mundt Act of 1948 and 2012, they've been free to push propaganda right here at home. What was once reserved for foreign audiences is now aimed at us. Disinformation dressed up as news. When a breaking story risks exposing their failures, they get ahead of the story with a controlled leak to the mainstream media, spinning it before the truth can surface. It's a slick operation. Control the first draft of the story, and you control how the people think. Elites, leaks, and legal immunity. The elites don't just manipulate the news, they protect themselves with it. How many times have we seen a powerful or famous figure dodge accountability no matter how damning the evidence? That's because they've got friends in high places, judges, prosecutors, regulators who shield them from the charges. And when a scandal's brewing, they leak a sanitized version to the mainstream media to soften the blow. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. All right. To soften the blow. Then there's the circular reporting. Okay. Let me see. Get back over to here. Let me open this one up. Oh, here it is. And let y'all share this. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. Yes, I am. Okay. Let me hit
play. The wrap up smear. if you want to talk politics, call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident. But I think I'm worth the trouble, quite frankly. I love the...
Okay, I'm back. See, that's what the wrap-up smear is. Let me get back here to this. Let me share this. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Yes, I am. Okay, then there's circular reporting, or the wrap-up smear. Representative Nancy Pelosi explained it best. Here is how it works. One outlet breaks the story, often from a leak. Another cites it, and soon it's everywhere, accepted as fact. But it's not fact. It's a narrative, carefully crafted to bury the truth. The elites stay untouchable while the rest of us are left sorting through the noise. President Trump's team versus the Democrats, rules versus chaos. Here's where it gets interesting. You won't hear leaks from President Trump's appointments. Why? Because they follow the laws and the rules. Leaking isn't just unethical, it's illegal. And President Trump's team knows this. They're focused on governing, not playing little immature games with the press. That's why the mainstream media has to dig so hard for dirt. There's no internal drama to exploit. Compare that to the Democrats. They've mastered the leak game. From the Russia collusion hoax to the Ukraine impeachment farce, they fed the mainstream media a steady diet of anonymous sources to manufacture scandals one after another. It's their go-to move when they can't win on merit. Weaponize the press, but President Trump's people, they're too busy delivering for America to bother with that nonsense. I still had the wrap-up smear in the back of my head. That's why I stopped there. MAGA's mission, see through the lies. So what's the call for us in the MAGA movement? We've got to see through the lies and propaganda the elite mainstream media are pushing. Every negative headline, every breaking news leak, it's all part of the same playbook. They want us confused, divided, and doubting President Trump. But we're not that naive. Next time you see a hit piece on President Trump's team, ask, who's behind this? What's their angle? Wait for the facts. Don't let the mainstream media dictate your view. The elites are scared because President Trump's a threat to their power. The harder they hit him, the closer he is to winning. MAGA isn't just about supporting President Trump. It's about rejecting the elite's manipulation. We've got the truth on our side, and that's stronger than their headlines. Let's keep our eyes open, keep our heads on a swivel, and stand firm. MAGA needs to recognize this propaganda for what it truly is, a desperate attempt to hold on to a crumbling system of power by the Democrats. I can't believe I didn't put that in there. But anyways, let's stop sharing this, and let's see where it's up 9 minutes. I said this was a short one. So, that was quick and easy. Gonna let this go here. Thank you to all my paid subscribers. Like I said, I put my stuff out for free, but hey, if you want to help support me, that's fine and dandy with me. I need to get ready for the rest of the day, so I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.